Welcome to our Inspirational Astrology Horoscope for Tuesday, June 18th, 2013. I'm Astrologer David Palmer, here to illuminate the collective consciousness. Well, we've got the Sun and Jupiter, which are almost in a perfect conjunction. If you don't know what that means, the Sun is highlighting Jupiter. They are in the same placement in our view from Earth. This is the big unveiling, especially as we talked about yesterday, a big closing to the last year and a month in your life, because it was around that first week of May of 2012 when Jupiter and the Sun met like this. And it's been this whole week that it's been leading up to. And tomorrow is the official day, June 19th, for this big explosion, this big understanding in our lives. It's time to really unveil where our minds have been off. It's time to learn how to see bigger. It's time to paint the right picture and what our attitude should be. It's time for us to take an adventure as well into the new environment, the new attitude, the new understanding of our life. And it's going to come from cutting away all the BS. It's time to sit in our truth. This is a time where I got to be real with you. And I'm saying that, and some people say I'm weird because I say that a lot, but bullshitters are being exposed. The people who are not living in their truth, it's so obvious. It's like all over the place. It's like, oh my gosh, this person is so fake. That is what this is starting to unveil. The people who've been lost in the minds, they're not even in a reality. You know, that if you've based your life off just your mind, you're screwed. This is a time to leave the mind, to expand out of the mind, to make the mind better. This is a lot like a new hard drive or new RAM in the computers. You know, it's like we're running on really outdated RAM. I don't know if you're a computer person, but I'm a computer nerd, hence I make a horoscope every day like this. But the moon is going to be in Libra today and is going to make a huge square over to this Mercury-Venus conjunction, which the moon in Libra, it's kind of weird in Libra, you know, because in Libra, it wants to make sure that things are weighed out right. We don't want to go too far emotionally in one area or the other. It's like finding that chill, that beautiful space. And it's going to square over this Cancer energy, which is emotions, as again, and especially the emotions we're unveiling in our self-worth, our relationships, what our mind is really starting to process in relationships. I think that today the moon squares to make sure that we're coming from a place of peace in our emotions, that we're really chilling out, that we're really making sure that we're listening to what our emotions have to say, more importantly, as we are starting to unveil this mind, which tomorrow the moon comes into Scorpio to highlight so much of what's happening. And we also are going to have the moon start to make this big trine over to the Sun Jupiter tonight. So today, you know, relax, chill, and be more observant of how you feel in your relationships, how you feel inside about yourself, and come from a place of peace. Come from a place of what can you do in your life to rework your life, to rebalance it in order for you to find a chill space. I think that it's important for us to find peace in the head, peace of our mind, and to really start to unveil this happy energy. I think there's a lot of happy energy to be found right now, but it's going to be within yourself, how you treat yourself in your head, and more importantly, are you living in your truth? This is where, if you're fake, if you're doing it for the money, if you're doing it for whatever, you know, you're fake. And guess what? It's going to make things hard. This is exposing the truth out of people. And it is exposing the truth out of your real feelings inside. And so today can be a day where, you know, if you're willing to face the challenge of facing your emotions, of facing your truth, and connecting it with how you rebalance your life, you're all good. But if you're not willing to do the work to reweigh your life more into your truth, more into the feelings of your life, then, you know, it can feel like your world is kind of out of whack because your emotions aren't actually being based off this truth, and you're not living in that right energy of that positive vibration, the one that's trying to build a dream to come true, to bring spirit into reality here. And how important Chiron has retrograded, and it is squaring Mars heavily as Mars is sextiling Uranus. So there's this really weird push that we're going into right now. And it is an exciting one. The excitement's going to build especially tonight, Tuesday night into Wednesday. And oh my gosh, that's not only Sun Jupiter, but that's the moon tapping into all this. So pay close attention to how things lead later in the day, and especially coming into tomorrow, as there is this big moment that not a lot of people who are very unaware of what's happening in the universe and the energies around is getting ready to launch us. Now the future, now that's what we will see as Jupiter moves into Cancer, but we're trying to wrap up the endings of a last year and a month here. And when you get into that energy, we got to pay attention to what has happened in your past, leaving behind the past, stepping forward more into our future, and to pay attention to how we can rebalance from what we've been dealt with in the cards in our life. Not make any drastic moves to try and repair things that we think are right, but to accept them and to move forward in a direction of closing our lives and moving forward. Instead of trying to escape the situation, it's time to close it. So I hope that makes a lot of sense. There's a lot, that we're dealing with, and it's exciting, and it's time for us to revel in our happiness and to be optimistic and to see that it is in our minds that we must take control, that we must take control of our attitude, and that we must move forward into a new picture by leaving behind an old one that we got to close right now. Check out my website, inclusiveastrology.com, for my big webinar that's next week on Friday on the 28th. Also, if you want a one-on-one reading with me, please join me at inclusiveastrology.com. I got 15, 30, 60, and 90 minutes. And I'm actually kind of cleared up right now. So if you want a reading with me in the next week or so, hit me up. Talk to you guys soon.